Thank you for logging on to the PawCast for the week of Monday, October 10th through Friday, the 14th. Hello, I'm Mr. Andrews, and it's time for some Pawville news. This week in math, we're going to be dividing decimal numbers. Our dividends are going to have decimals. So it's going to be very important to take the skills that we developed last week with two-digit divisors and really try to put a face on not only what is division, but we also want to put a face on what does it mean to divide numbers that have wholes and parts. So we'll try to make some real-world connections this week, not just the skill, but really try to put that skill to some use. And where can we use that in real life? And there's always that opportunity to have a quiz by the end of the week, just to keep check on whether we're operating smoothly or not. Students are going to continue working on their weather presentations in science. Hopefully we're going to be able to deliver on that by Wednesday with taping and recording of those presentations, and they'll be featured on a future up-and-coming PawCast. So keep watching and waiting, and don't turn that dial. And ELA, we're now continuing to work on our power goals. Most students have the power goal of completing one chapter book per week, and I'll start meeting with those students to find out how those goals are working, how they come along. Other students have other goals. So parents, if you would, talk with your child about what goals have been set and established for them, at least their initial goals. And we have probably as many as 8 to 10 goals that students will need to be able to check off and be able to show proficiency before they move on to the next level. We are going to continue reading our Maniac McGee book. We get back into that. We had sort of taken a pause to read another book that was part of our ARC reading launch unit. So we're getting back into Maniac McGee this coming week as well. In social studies this week, we're going to hold our first cat and dog party conventions. We've had some students who have filed to run for office in Purple Pawville, and they're going to get a chance to be able to share with their party some ideas about how they think we can make Pawville a better place to learn. And now for some things you can look forward to coming home. First of all, parents, we had tests last week in math, reading, and we had the TFK quiz on Friday. Those will be coming home in the Monday folders, and so be aware of that. Students have until the end of the week to make any kinds of repairs on those tests. Now, the TFK cannot have repairs. The reading quiz can have a repair, and so can the math assessment. So you can make repairs on math and reading, but the TFK, it is what it is. This week, your students should have brought home a Scholastic book order form. Also attached to the front of that was a cover sheet. And our orders are going to be due by Wednesday, the 12th. And if you like to order online, you can do that as well. There are some directions and a code to be able to do that for our class. Remember, orders need to be completed by Wednesday. And this is the last week to order or make sales of attraction books. So if you have a sample book, you're more than welcome to purchase that sample book, or you can just return it to school with your child before Friday.
Mr. Andrews, he's in the U.S., he's at a capital. Which one will we learn about this week?
So where in the United States is Mr. Andrews? Well, right now he has a kitty behind him, right over there. That's JJ Cat. She helped me come up with the clues for this week's state. And there's Cassie joining her. Cassie doesn't want to be upstaged by anyone. So Cassie and JJ are part of this week's Where in the United States is Mr. Andrews? Brought to you by Tender Victuals and by Arm & Hammer Cat Litter and those kitties. All right, so here are the clues. If you look behind me right there, you can see this state capital and pay very close attention to its Capitol dome. It's part of the state's nickname, the Silver State. This state has the richest known United States silver deposit, and if that weren't enough, it has the largest gold producing deposits as well. It's second in the world only to South Africa. There are more mountain ranges in this state than any other, and its highest peak is 13,145. That's nearly twice the size of Mount Mitchell here in North Carolina. Most of this state is a desert, but the Sierra Nevada range and the Ruby Mountains have snow for half a year. A lot of that's because of the rain shadow effect. So the mountains get all of the precipitation, and everything east of those mountain ranges, well, there's no moisture left in the clouds. We've talked about that in our weather. And this state is considered to be the gambling and entertainment capital of our country. Remember, to get credit for this bonus answer, you must have the correct state name and be very careful on the state capital. Some people don't realize that this particular city, which is very small in this state, is the state capital. So you may learn something extra this time with the states. And also need to have mom and dad's signature. It always helps to have your name on it too, students, but mom and dad's signature lets me know that they also listen to the PawCast.
Where is Mr. Andrews? He's in the U.S. He's at a capital. Which one will we learn about this week?
Let's have a great week together, and let's all get the big paw.